Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Yeah, another AD top laner. Like, it's going to be the Lucian in this case. It was left open this time. The Tristana was also still an option here, but once again, Keen is just going to go, no, I'm going to have a ranged matchup. I'm going to play AD here in the top lane, and I'm going to have...
But thankfully, it did come towards the top side and stopped that one from being a reality.
Keen, is he going to try to stop this? No, it will be Dread who does that. He sees it immediately. He's like, oh, no.
Yeah, we're going to have to use some Mist pretty effectively, but it's not actually going to do anything. That's First Blood so easily.
And look at where
Dread.
Owner is. He's just a few seconds behind. That's more than half of his health bar gone here. So maybe this is actually doable now because Owner has done so much damage to the Herald already.
Faker going to flash before Dread's able to get that kick through as in goes Fly once more, but now doesn't have the distortion, finds the mimicked version. As now Fly, with that fake version of himself, he's able to get himself out of the way. Leo's here and in position as Shelly is going to reset. Canna, who's moved on over, it's going to be okay. Keen's at full health though, and he is a giant. See what they can actually do. The culling is available. Severum, the Crescendum and the Calibrum are up here for Leo, so we can do a lot of long-range damage. Canna now trying to get snippy, and they landed onto Lehans. The Super Mega Death Hook comes through, and the ulti from Leo is not going to land. T1, they group up and get the job done. Gumayushi with the double in the end.
Resources coming up here for Afreeca. Look at the rotation from Lehans.
Yeah, and you can see Afreeca are like, they understand that they need to be as secretive as possible as Carrier doesn't put up the door. And now Dread finds his way in, finds the Q, he wanted the kick, flashes for it, as you can see Keen gets exhausted, Dread safeguards to get on top of the Lucian, and now the rest of Afreeca, they dive in on top of Owner, they're able to grab that kill, Dread very close to falling down, and they save Afreeca's top side outer turret.
Low kill. Yeah.
And both of these teams not really looking to make the proactive play, as we can see, as the hook is going to go wide. Canna trying to get out of there as Keen. He's managed to make it. They're going to be able to lock down this outer turret. That's going to be first turret blood going over to Afreeca.
From the solo Mountain Drake, but is also going to be able to put themselves in a 2 Drake lead, which means they can threaten soul points. This is another Rift Herald drop that's, once again, desperate.
Yeah, and a little bit inopportune.
Too
like
early.
Saying. It's certainly... Okay, Leo going to get blocked there by Dread. Really nicely played just to make sure that the Aphelios is going to be fine. Hook is going to connect onto the Rift Herald as it's taking a lot of damage. Does eventually get the charge as Canna's rotating around. The turret keeps itself alive for a little bit longer as Carrier is going to go in. They take a bit of damage from Keen. It's not going to be too much. Some lower health bars, 25 seconds on this Drake.
Really close call there. Dread looking for everything. I think he even committed the smite there to try to kill the Rift Herald, but not enough. And they will back off here. They cannot really look to fight this with the low health bars. So yes, you do get the turret, but the timing is so unfortunate for this Rift Herald because now T1 have no real opportunity to take a fight here, as Afreeca are just going to push this in and rotate over as it spawns, you would imagine. They're actually looking for more. This is extremely greedy from Afreeca.
The unseen Lucian is the deadliest, as Faker's going to rotate up. Dread's going to find him. There's the kick flash. Actually avoids the piercing light damage, so slightly unfortunate there as Carrier gets in there, and they immediately get rid of Dread. Faker's going to be okay for a little while, but the Moonlight Vigil will be able to lock him down. As Canna tries to find some needlework, but doesn't get it here. Onto Afreeca. We'll be able to charge up a few of them, but not going to land.
We were talking about a lack of proactivity from Afreeca in Game 1, but this is not what we had in mind, to be this aggressive. You had a free opportunity, you had Drake Prio, but you got greedy, you wanted even more. And yes, it is a trade, but the trade doesn't favor you because you don't get the Drake anymore. Now T1 have that objective tied up. Only, threaten to collapse in, but they can also just rotate over to Baron if T1 do commit. And that's exactly where they're headed right now. Look at this
After game number 2, Afreeca just hate Cloud Drakes. They do not want to take them. They lost the game because of it last time. They're not doing it ever again.
That one ward
is a unit trying to get over here. The Drake is taken by Faker, but he's got Realm Warp, he's got Teleport, he's got a lot of ways that he can get through. As Keen gonna get snipped. He's stuck inside, but he's still able to click the Lantern. Snips come forward. They do manage to take down the Lucian, and then immediately Canna goes golden. But look at this Aphelios damage. He's doing a lot of work. You saw Owner threw down the Subjugate. That was onto Leo, so that's going to get him some health back. But they do manage to make their way out of there as Afreeca Fly off to the side, is going to get slowed down, but will be able to keep himself up for the moment.
I mean, just that one kill onto the Lucian gives so much pushing power to T1. They want this inhibitor. They're going to get the turret at least here. They know Fly and Dread are on the flank, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop them. This should be the inhibitor going down.
Yep, Lance has now put the Lantern on cooldown as well. If they do manage to get the inhibitor, Fly looking for an opportunity to get in. The mist does go down.
And they don't have enough vision to even rotate over to Baron either, so Faker just gets out for free without teleport and can rush right back into the mid lane. Kana's finally going to get some gold on turret.
Yeah.
And he's got his eye.
Well, a lot of things just appear in that pit as Dread is going to get the kickback onto Faker. Now we've got a teleport to come through. Let's see whether they can actually get this. He does have the Zhonya's complete as Fly gets out, but Keen, he's not going to be so lucky. He's stuck in there. Super Mega Death Rocket finishes off the kill as Realm Warp is going to come through as well. That's going to bring Gumayusi over.
I was like, some sunk cost fallacy here for Afreeca, Atlas, I think.
Right.
They were like, well, we waited this long, we might as well just all in on Faker, and his Zhonya's just outlast literally everything, allows T1 to punish. Now they have a man advantage for this Baron.
Well, Hook is going to connect there onto Carrier, but of course Carrier is okay with being hooked. That's a great Rune Prison onto Fly. He's denied the exit, but it's not going to be items as you would ever want, even a couple of control wards there.
Yeah.
And at 32 minutes, this Jinx is just...
They're looking to force a fight instead, try to bait a fight here, but T1 think better of it.
I feel like Afreeca have set up for these death brushes 400 times, and it's never
never working, right? It's never going to work, and now you've lost so much time. You are going to go over here and start this Baron, or at least you should.
Yep, they're going to. Immediately, vision goes down for
T1. Back. He's not. It's no longer a 5v4. He's here.
Yep, the box comes in. Okay, so they have vision. Can they actually get in there, though, is the question. Is that Realm Warp was not exactly where I was expecting it to be, but it might just be the end of Lehens, as it is going to be a trade of supports, but Keen's already dead. Leo has a whole lot of survivability, but just not enough. And T1 roll over the top once again. They'll now start off the Baron, and I think finally this game has officially turned into a T1 big advantage.
It's definitely a huge advantage for T1 now, and Afreeca had so many opportunities to make a choice, right? Either commit hard engage onto somebody after you set up that brush, or rush down the Baron. They made neither choice. They stay on the brush for a little bit, went over the Baron.
He's barely even behind anymore. In fact, he's the one that has a bounty right now. The Jinx is absolutely gigantic. And Dread is just going to be spotted. He's going to be able to use the ward to get himself out.
Fly does have his death cap now, so he is going to do tons of damage when he does decide to go in here. But unfortunately, this positioning here is so good, and Owner is just guarding Faker so well that it's really hard for Fly to actually close the distance and go in there.
As Cannon is actually a little bit too far forward here. That's real dangerous. Okay.
Owner has been really good in these splits here.
No, it's been fantastic.
Look at all the wards that Afreeca have to commit.
Okay, that's a hook onto Carrier. He's going to die immediately. Fly tries to get in there. Gumayusi down to below half. And Afreeca will save their inhibitor turret and this inhibitor.
It's unbelievable that they're able to make this defense happen. Finally, a decisive move happens. Finally, a punish onto Carrier, who this time isn't able to pick up the door and hold it up there in time. He is burst down too quickly.
Can
but
they
T1
deny this soul, though, is the question. I don't think so.
Red's
going to move on in. They're going to do their very best to try and get down. But, I mean, look at all of this CC.
And there's nothing else on the map for Afreeca.
It's big.
Yeah.
But getting in range to actually land these autos against Gumayusi is also just huge in this game.
Fly is just really trying to do something in this game. Like, you could see he's always trying to find an angle. Maybe he could, distortion in, get out, do a little poke damage, do it again. Rinse.
Cryo anyway, right? Like, based on the 7,000 gold lead that they have right now. Like, this is T1's game to lose, but I can't shake the feeling that maybe there's just going to be that flip as Dread. Okay, he's going to be able to take the Lantern out. Fly gets towards the side, but he has distortion to get himself out of the way. Fishing now with these pillars as Canna diving forward, looking for a little bit more. You can see Leo getting dove on. Great kickback onto Canna, but look at the damage. Faker finally able to get in there. Immediately pops to Dread. Now trying to get out of the way, and it's Gumayushi's turn to get the hard carry happening. This is going to be the ace. and T1 will just be able to march down the mid lane and finish off this game.
What a great end to this game for T1. Soars a little wide, but Fly.
The super mega almost rocket.
Press the attacks on him. Is he going to get out of here?
Yeah.
Looks like the answer is yes. He actually can go back too if he wants to, but the Nexus is going to go down.
Yep.
T1.
Some say that Fly is still running away from T1, but we will never know as T1 do take down the Nexus. They finish off what feels like...